Yeah, everybody more or less ready? We take off. Yeah. So, I was planning to do a short prayer, meaning the praise to the Buddha, after generating the correct motivation. And then we do, I was thinking in relation with the verse, a star, a defective view. Then we do a short meditation on emptiness. Yeah. And yeah, so yeah, are you ready? Yeah. So I was planning to do a short meditation on emptiness. At that time, we recite the verse regards to emptiness and dependent origination. So because the verse is related with emptiness and dependent origination, maybe we do a short meditation on a simplified form on the 4 close placements of mindfulness, right? As Rinpoche indicated a few days ago, that if you haven't realized ultimate reality, although you might have meditated upon renunciation and bodhicitta, that by itself will not cut the root of samsara. So for that purpose, it's important to put effort in the methods understanding and realizing dependent origination, right? So Rinpoche mentioned that a few days ago. And one of the ways to contemplate dependent origination in relation with emptiness is to be aware of cause and effect relationships. Yeah, the first level of dependent origination. And the second level, dependence on causes, dependence on parts and a collection of parts, right? So there's the first 2 levels of dependent origination that is actually the method, in the sense of you realize that first, and then with that realization, you realize emptiness, and then the merely imputed aspect of phenomena, the more subtle aspect of dependent origination, helps us to understand emptiness, but eventually can be realized after having realized emptiness itself, right? So that's what Rinpoche indicated a few days ago in relation with that verse of the 3 principal aspects of the path. Yeah, so yeah, so then before we start, if you have a prayer booklet, you can open on page number 6. Yeah, so before we start, try to generate correct motivation while we're here waiting for Rinpoche to come. Then we might as well spend our time in understanding ultimate reality and why, in order to cut the root of cyclic existence, and in particular in the minds of all sentient beings, because without that there's no possibility of really helping them, and sentient beings are just wandering around in samsara because of this ignorance, and they're just overpowered by this ignorance. They're just like a blind person, and it's our responsibility that we have found these teachings and to generate a mind in the stages of the path of the lamrim, to get more realizations, to be of greater benefit of others, right? So, and in particular, to understand ultimate reality of emptiness. For that purpose, yeah, so generate this kind of motivation for yourself. And then imagine in front of yourself Sakyamuni Buddha, surrounded by the masters of the lineage, in particular of the lamrim and the Alana tradition, you can imagine. And then around yourself, countless beings wandering around in the 6 realms of samsara because of this ignorance and not knowing how to stop this contaminated aspects of rebirth and old age, sickness, and death. You know, so they lost, and it's our responsibility to help them. And for that purpose, we start with leading them into the prayer. Yeah, so based on that, we can recite the prayer together. Maybe today we can do in English. Yeah. Guru, teacher, Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arat, complete, perfect in knowledge and good conduct, Sagata, know of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be viewed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, Buddha Bhagavan, the glorious Congress Sakya Muni, I prostrate and make offerings and go for refuge. To the Guru, teacher, Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arat, perfect, complete, perfect in knowledge and a good conduct, Sagata, know of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be subdued, teacher of gods and humans, to you, the Buddha, who was conqueror Sakya Muni, prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. Guru, teacher, Bhagavan, Tathagata, Arat, perfect, complete Buddha, perfect in knowledge and a good conduct, Sagata, know of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be subdued, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the Bhagavan, the glorious conqueror Sakya Muni, I prostrate and make offerings and go for refuge. When, supreme amongst humans, you are born in this earth, you played out in 7 strides, and then said, I am supreme in this world. To you, O wise one, prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Savior, to you I prostrate. With supreme science, face like a spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Thus free like you, the 3 worlds are not, incomparable wise one, to you I prostrate. The Savior, having great compassion, the teacher having all understanding, the field of merit, the cause like a vast ocean, to you, the one contentedness, I prostrate. The purity, attachment, the virtue that frees from the lower realms, the one part, sublime pure reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. And those who are liberated show the path to liberation. The holy field qualified to realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to use sublime community tending virtue, I prostrate. Do not commit any unwholesome actions, engage in perfect wholesome actions, subdue your own mind. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, an effective view, a butter lamp, a flame, an illusion, a drop, water bubble, a dream, lightning, a cloud. See all conceived phenomena like this. Yeah, so then at that time we can do a particular meditation on dependent origination in order to understand conventional aspects of reality. In particular, we make keep it simple in the sense of the body and the mind, or so to say the 4 aspects or the 4 close places of mindfulness. Try to contemplate. We do in 2 kind of or 3 parts. First, we analyze the cause and effect relationship within our body, within our mind, and after that, we look at the different parts in your body and the different aspects of your mind. So those 2 levels of dependent origination, so to say, cause and effect, and parts and a collection of parts, helps us to understand more about dependent origination. And by focusing upon your body and your mind, you get a kind of idea or experience of what it actually is to have this dependent origination of your body and your mind. And if you build up this experience over time, then it can be the right sign or reasoning to prove there's no from its own side an existing self to be found, right? So it's kind of the sign or the reason that helps us to refute the objective refutation. So we do the meditation in 3 parts: the cause and effect relationships, the dependence of parts and a collection of parts, and then relate those 2 aspects with the objective refutation and try to refute it, so to say. So before we engage in that analytical meditation, first let's generate some concentration or calm down the mind initially, and then generate some concentration in what we normally do, the counting of the breath. So we can count every in-breath as 1, and then out-breath as 2, and in-breath as 3, and we count from 1 to 10. and then start over counting, and then make sure that you apply the two mental factors of alertness and mindfulness. As soon as the mind gets distracted, then be alert of that, and with mindfulness bring your mind back to the object of concentration, which is in this case the counting of the breath. Yeah, so let's start with that placement meditation for about a minute or two. Yeah, so count every in-breath as 1, and out-breath as 2, and then count to 10 for yourself, and then start over counting. Right, so focus upon that aspect of the counting of the breath for about a minute or two. So then when the mind is settled down a bit and generated some concentration, then imagine in front of yourself the Buddha is still there, right, as we just visualized in the beginning of the prayers. And then focus mainly on the Buddha. Yeah, there's a throne supported by snow lions. On top of that is a lotus, sun and moon disk. And the Buddha is seated in full lotus position, right hand on his right knee, touching the moon disk, and left holds a begging bowl filled with nectar and is in his lap. And he has a very peaceful and smiling face, and he wearing the robes of a fully ordained monk. And think the Buddha is made out of light, right? A three-dimensional image about a body's length away at the level of your eyebrows in front of yourself. Yeah, so imagine the Buddha like that in front. And also if you have a teacher and you have a kind of a relationship from the point of view of dependence on the guru or dependence on the virtuous friend, you can think the Buddha is one with your own teacher, right? Or the aspect of the Sakyamuni Buddha, but the nature of your teacher, so to say, you know? Yeah. And then surrounding yourself, imagine countless sentient beings, right? A human aspect, but undergoing the sufferings of the 6 realms. And that's all rooted in ignorance, right? So we have the suffering of change, but in particular, the all-pervasive compounding form of suffering, which is rooted in this ignorance. So they're lost in samsara, and they just completely don't know where to go, what to do, and they just constantly create more causes for suffering. So focus upon that aspect and think, I really have to understand dependent origination and emptiness in order to be of real help for them. So generate this kind of motivation, and based on this motivation make requests to Guru Buddha in front and say, please bestow blessings and inspiration for me to be able to realize dependent origination and emptiness in order to cut the root of samsara for all sentient beings. So mentally make a request to the Buddha in front like that. Yeah. And then the Buddha is very pleased with your intention, and then out of his heart comes the 5 colors of light, but mainly in the aspect of white, bright light, to your crown and to all sentient beings surrounding yourself. And this bestows the purifications in general and eliminates obstacles, and in particular the obstacle that prevents you from realizing emptiness. That obstacle gets specified in this visualization. So let's do that visualization of the white light from the heart of the Buddha to your crown, filling your whole body, and pacifies all obstacles and purifies all negative karma. So let's do that for about a minute or so. And then think you're completely filled with this white nectar light and completely purified. All negative karma and all obstacles are completely pacified. Yeah. And then again, looking at these mother suffering sentient beings, because of not really understanding reality, they generate various afflictions, and because of that create all kind of suffering for themselves and for others, right? So it's so needed for yourself to develop and realize emptiness to lead them, So based on this intention again, make a request to the Buddha in front. And then this time, from the heart of the Buddha comes the 5 colors of light, yeah. But mainly this time it's kind of yellowish, golden color to your crown, and the crown of all beings surrounding yourself. And this bestows the imprints or the potentials of the realization of the lamrim, all the realizations, but in particular the realization of dependent origination and emptiness. So by receiving this potential in the form of this light from the heart of the Buddha to your crown, this yellowish golden color light, you imagine you receive the blessings of the realizations, or you can imagine it bestows the realizations, right? And in particular, the realization of emptiness. So let's do this visualization of this yellow golden color light also for about a minute or so. And then think you're completely filled with this golden yellowish nectar light, and that's completely bestows the blessings of get experience and realization of the lamrim, in particular dependent origination and emptiness. So I think that has actually been established. The mind becomes completely suitable to get those realizations. So then we do the actual analytical meditation. So the first parts are more in various aspects of your body, right? So there's the breathing, and there's the process of the heartbeat, and the blood being pumped around the different vessels. You can stand up and you sit down and you walk. So in that process of cause and effect relationships in the body, try to focus on the aspect of how things are related to each other, right? So how a particular breathing happens and how a particular heartbeat happens, in the sense there's a constant flux of cause and effect relationships. There's nothing solid to be found, so to say. So look at that aspect of the body first. So analyze that aspect for about a minute, a minute or so, a minute or two. And then in a similar way, try to see or scan your body, so to say, from not only in the outside, but also from within, right? So from the tip of your toe, there's the different bones in your feet, in your ankle, that's covered in muscles and veins and skin. Yeah, and then you can check your lower leg with the bones and the flesh around it and the skin. There your knee, and then the upper part of your leg in a similar way, you know. And then your hip holding on or upholding, or you know, the organs are resting in the hip, and then it's covered with skin. There are the ribs, yeah, and behind the ribs the lung and the hearts, yeah, the lungs and the heart, and that's all covered in a kind of kasa skin, right? And then you have your shoulders, your upper arms, and your lower arms, and your hands, you know, and different bones in your hands as well. And then your neck, and then the skull with the brain inside, and the eyes and the ears, yeah, and kasa, yeah, different open places in your mouth and behind your nose. So try to for yourself scan the different parts in the body in that way, from the tip of your toe all the way to the crown of your head and back and forth, and try to see the dependence of the different parts, you know, how they depend upon each other, and try to see what actually is the body, you know. So try to look at the various organs and aspects of bones and flesh, and try to get a picture of how that's all related to each other. Yeah, so look at that aspect for yourself for about a minute or two. And then also try to combine those two aspects. Don't see the individual parts of the body as separate entities or something. See how they all relate with each other. And there's also the process of breathing and heartbeat and the blood being pumped around, right? So try to see the actual body as a whole process of activity. Of course, in fact, relationships over time, as well as the individual parts and how they actually all relate to each other. Yeah, so try to get a clear picture of a process rather than just a static kind of aspect of parts, but see it as that is all related with each other, and over time it relates with each other, right? Also cells, they change over time, so it's kind of more or less of a process what we're looking at. Yeah, so try to get a clear picture of that aspect, and if you get a clear picture, Then try to focus on that for about half a minute. And then in a similar way, try to see there's feeling and consciousness. There's things we hear. You hear me talking, and then you think in a particular way. You feel your foot or your ankles pressing on the cushion, or the back pressing into the chair or on the cushion, right? So see there's also a constant aspect of consciousness or perception that has particular feelings and has a particular reaction. What I say, you think, oh, this, or you think that, or you might hear something outside, like the plane that came over, and you react, oh, that's noisy, So see, there's a process in the mind of various aspects of perception and feeling and thoughts. It also fluctuates, right? In the past, the present, and the future. There's no really entity from its own side, so to say. But first look at that is just a process of consciousness over time. Things constantly change from the moment we started until the present with this meditation. So look at consciousness in a similar way of a feeling and perception and thoughts, the various aspects of consciousness, and see that it's also just a process over time, right? So try to look at that aspect of cause and effect, aspects of various moments of consciousness, as well as the various types of consciousness, of feeling and perception and ideas and thoughts. So see is just a process like the body itself, right? So analyze this aspect of your consciousness for about a minute or two. And also here try to come to a conclusion that sees the mind, or the different feelings, the different perceptions, the different thoughts, is just basically over time a process of coming and going, right? So come to that kind of conclusion, and then focus on that conclusion for about half a minute. And then the next part of the meditation is to look at how the I appeared previously. So in the sense, try to recall an event that you got very upset with a particular person or situation, or anger or hatred arose, So see, we're not interested in the anger or the hatred, We're only interested in how the I appeared at that time. So don't look at the emotions around it, only look at the I, how the I appeared at that particular time, or when you had strong desire that came up, I need this or I want to do that, So we're not interested in the desire aspect, but only interested in how the I appeared. Or where you had an accident or close to death, there's also a strong sense of an I that might have appeared. So try to recall or remember that appearance. Or when somebody criticizes you, then there's also a very strong sense of a self, right? So see how that I actually appeared at those times, that appeared very solid in a kind of inherent or independent way, So it appeared without dependence, at that time. So try to recall either of those events and try to get a clear picture of how that I actually appeared to the mind. So we should try to get clarity of the object of refutation, so to say, right? So how the I appeared at that time. So try to get that clear, and then try to keep it clear for about, let's say, a minute or two. First analyze. For about a minute or two, and then try to get it clear, and then focus on that mere appearance of that I for about, let's say, half a minute. So then if the object refutation or that appearance of that I is a bit clear, so try to keep it clear, in the sense just focus on it for about half a minute. And then without losing that appearance of this I, hold it with the corner of the mind, and then the other part of the mind try to see, where is this I? We just analyze the body. There's just a process of coming and going in various parts related with each other. So can you find this particular I the way it appears, meaning it appears very solid, existing from its own side, without dependence, right? That's how it appears. But can you find it anywhere? From the tip of your toe to the crown of your head? Can you find it somewhere? In the process of breathing or heartbeat, or in between the various organs? Is it findable? In the process, is it findable in the different parts, or the correlation of the different parts? Can you find it anywhere in the body in that way? So try to analyze that aspect for about a minute or two. So then you see that actually you cannot find it in the process of coming and going, or standing up and walking and sitting down, or breathing, or the heartbeat. Yeah, so we cannot find it anywhere in that process of coming and going, right? But also, if you check from the tip of your toe to the crown of your head, all the individual organs and bones and muscles and skin, there is nothing solid existing from its own side to be found, right? So try to see, you cannot find it anywhere in the body. Yeah. So come to that conclusion, and then focus on that conclusion for about half a minute. And then you can think maybe it's different from the body. Yeah? So if you put your body aside, does that I still arise? Or you take various limbs of your body, or you visualize doing so, then does the I still arise separate from the body or not? Yeah, so try to analyze that aspect as well. And then see here that you, anywhere in the body, you cannot find something that's solid, that's a kind of inherent aspect without dependence, right? How the eye appears, you cannot find anywhere in the process, in the various organs of the body, right? And also, if you put your body away, then it doesn't really appear completely separate from the body. So also, basically, you cannot find this I within the body, nor separate from the body, right? So come to that kind of conclusion, and then focus on that for about half a minute. And then before we started examining the mind, try to go back to get object refutation clear again, right? So that often that clarity fades away as soon as you start analyzing. So let's go back to the event you got criticized, or somebody said something unpleasant to you, or pointed out your mistakes, right? So see how you reacted with, I am not like this, I didn't do this, I never do things like that. See how the I arose in those occasions, or when you got really annoyed with the person, irritation arose, or a very strong sense of an I you want to protect, or strong desire arose that you really want to obtain something for this particular I. So try to see how that I arose in those occasions, right? And we're not interested in the emotions around it, only in how the I actually appeared at that time. So try to get a clear picture of either of those situations for yourself. So then we see the I is not there, okay? So the image is coming. So also in the mind we cannot really find it in the process or kasa in different parts. So think everything is basically without an inherent self. So see that emptiness of that aspect. And because of that, everything is in nature of dependence. And also think what we are sitting in the temple, and everything is in the nature of cause and effect relationships. Everything is a relation of parts and a collection of parts. There's nothing solid or inherent to be found in the mind, in the body, and anywhere else, so to say. So try to look at it. So then maybe we just get ready for Rinpoche coming, no? Mare.
Yatha mune mune maha mune so Dayatha o mune mune maha mune so Dayatha Dayatha mune mune maha mune so Dayatha mune mune maha mune so mune mune maha Mahamune So Tayata Om Mune Mune Mahamune So
Test 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Om Mune Mune Mahamune So Tayata 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 Om Mune Mune Mahamune So Tayata
Lama Tumbo Tundente Chabada
Chumbayan Taba Zube Sanje Ribada Shasu Damba Devar Shaba Jideng Kivu Dulve Kalo Jawa Lana Mepal Hadami Namji Tumba Sang Den Belgawa Shakya Tuwala Chatselo Chudon Kyapsu Chewo
Lama Tumbo
Chumden Den Dishin Shiba Ja Chumba Yan Taba Zobes Riba Dan Shapsu Dembar Devar Shaba Jiten Kemba Kebu Duve Kalo Lana Mebal Hadami Namye Tumba Sange Chumden Den Belgawa Shakya Tuwala Chatselo Chudon Kyapsu Chewo
Lama Tumbo
Chumden Den Dishin Shiba Da Chumba Yan Taba Zobes Riba Dan Shapsu Demba Devar Shaba Jiten Kemba Kebu Dulve Kalo Yu
Tata Menage
Tumba Sange Chumden Den Pelgyawa Shakya Tuwala Chatselo Chudon Kyapsu Chewo
Kante
Kanye tso ke tamze sachen de la gomba dembone Ngane jiten tena choche son te tse keba ke la chas Namda kunga choto susanwa yeshe gyatso serge lomborta Taba jiten sunal hangyewa gombo chonye ke la chas Sencho tenpa time dawe she sardo dawa ke la chas Tulda kyeda siva sumachi nyame kenchen ke la chas Gombo tuje chen tenpa tamche kembe tenpa Sona yenten gyatsu shin te shin she la chas Tabe de chan tawa yo giving and son le druchin Chidu dun tam chogyu wa shigyu chola chatselo Do not commit any unwholesome actions. Engage in perfect wholesome actions. Subdue one's mind. This is the teachings of the Buddha. A star, a defective view, a butter lamp flame, an illusion, a dewdrop, a water bubble, a dream, lightning, cloud. See all causative phenomena like this.
English.
By these merits, may transmigratory beings attain the state of all-seeing, subdue the enemy of false, and be freed from the ocean of samsara, disturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. The indestructible. Paragate parasamgate bodhe. Paragate parasamgate bodhe soha. Gate paragate parasamgate bodhe. Kai tembe topgiche doba gyuche. Tage pache metembe choyne vatanche shindem kore. Shivatam yukdene be kendan chawatan tumbai gyuche pusun solgyu be chashi te kyan tendere te.
Go
Kuson Toki Zando Zoki The foundation of all good qualities is the kind and perfect Guru. Correctly following the Guru is the root of the path. By my clearly saying this and applying great effort, please bless me to rely upon the Guru with great respect. When I have discovered that the precious freedom of this rebirth is found only once, is extremely difficult to find again, and is greatly meaningful, please bless me to unceasingly generate the mind, taking its essence day and night. This body and life are changing like a water bubble. Remember how quickly they perish and death comes. After death, just like a shadow follows the body, the results of black and white karma follow. When I have found definite conviction in this, please bless me in abandoning even the slightest collection of shortcomings and in accomplishing all virtuous deeds. When I have recognized the shortcomings of samsaric perfections, there is no satisfaction in enjoying them. They are the door to all suffering, and they cannot be trusted. Please bless me to generate a strong wish for the bliss of liberation. Through my being led by this pure thought, with great remembrance, alertness, and conscientiousness, please bless me to make me the root of the teachings my essential practice. Just as I have fallen into the sea of samsara, so have all mother transmigratory beings. By my seeing this, please bless me to train in supreme bodhicitta, which bears the responsibility of freeing transmigratory beings. Even if I have developed bodhicitta without familiarizing myself with the 3 types of morality, I cannot achieve enlightenment. By my seeing this well, please bless me to keep the vow of the sons of the victorious ones with fervent effort. By my having pacified the distractions to wrong objects and correctly analyzed the meaning of reality, please bless me to quickly generate within my mind stream the unified path of calm abiding and special insight. When I have become a suitable vessel by training in the common path, please bless me to immediately enter the holy gateway of the fortunate ones. So, Vajrayana. At that time, the basis of the accomplishing the 2 attainments is keeping my vows and smayas purely. Then, having gained effortless conviction in this, please bless me to protect them even at the cost of my life. Then, whenever I realize the right points of the 2 stages, the essence of the tantric sets, and I'm enjoying the yoga of the 4 sessions with effort, without being distracted by the non-meditation objects. Please bless me to accomplish these according to the teachings of the holy beings. Thus may the virtuous friends who reveal the noble path and the spiritual practitioners who correctly accomplish it have long lives. Please bless me to pacify completely the collection of outer and inner obstacles. In all my lives, never separated from me, I enjoy the magnificent Dharma, and by completing the qualities on grounds and paths, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Sashipeki Choshin Metotram Rera Leshini Gampadi Sangye Shindu Mite Buwai Token Namanda Shila Chubasho Idam Gururat Mandala Kamniyatayami.
Sanje Chudam Zote
Chonam La Chanchu Pado Dani Kasa Che Dagi Chenyen Gibe Sonam Dola penche sanje juba sho.
Sanje
Chodan sogi chonam la chanchu pado dani kesu. Dagi chunyen jibe sonam ji. Dola penche sanje juba sho.
Sanje
Chodan sogi chonam la chanchu pado dani kesu. Dagi chunyen jibe sonam ji. Dola penche sanje juba sho.
Sanje
Chodan sogi chonam la chanchu pado dani kesu. Dagi chunyen jibe sonam ji. Dola penche sanje juba sho.
생을 좀 모르는 좀 지겠네. 대다시가 담을 좀 들으셔야지. 나는 어떤 얘기는 좋아하고 있는 탐색해도 나에게 주던 또왜 좋아하는 없어요 사는 게 조금 군대 상황을 지금은 졸라 차도 야. That motivation for listening teaching then. Not only that oneself free from oceans of some kind of suffering and achieve the Lord Nibbana, the state of peace for oneself. That is everlasting happiness. I mean the happiness, ultimate happiness forever, but so that is never enough of the meaning of human life, purpose of you why you are born human being this time. That's never the enough reason. Even though it's regarded in the lamrim, them is sublime success, the middle sublime success, the goal of the middle capable beings, or to aim to achieve, but reality is that's never your purpose why you born human being this time. Well, then they say why you born human being this time. It was in this most precious one there. Well, then this because the numberless beings from whom you receive all your happiness, present and the past, the present, the future, including your enlightenment. But the Sangha of the refuge comes. So all come from that. So every sentence, every numberless helpings, every numberless hunger ghost, every numberless animal, every numberless human beings and sura beings and asura beings, everyone are then to be free from oceans of samsara suffering. Not only that, they bring to full enlightenment, Buddhahood, by myself alone. Therefore, then I must achieve state of omniscience, and that so therefore didn't listen to the lamrim teaching. Yeah, so that's the motivation, special motivation, bodhicitta, particularly in the besides Dharma. So like that. Yeah, so this means every single word that you listen is for not only for you, it's for numberless helplings, for numberless angles, numberless animals, numberless human beings, numberless spirit beings, absolute beings, intermediate beings, for everyone. The teaching that you listen to every single word. So not only actualize the path in your heart, but you see, when you teach to Dharma, then that time you see, this each word then cause the sentient beings, when they hear, to able to exercise the path immediately. So to be enlightened with that. And is it one question? See if I can answer. Yes. Yes.
We've been talking a lot about anger in our classes the last few days, in general. And in Buddhism, there's also the differentiation of wrath, for example, wrathful deities. And in my mind, I can't really intellectualize between the two, so I wanted to know if you would tell us the difference between what is anger and what is wrath. Please.
Am I qualified to mention? We have to ask the deity. The most wrathful deity, I ask, why you're showing anger or wrathful aspects. I have to ask, I have to apply. Then I wait for the answer for next life. I wait for the answer for next life. Yeah. So generally, Buddha's way of benefiting the sentient beings. There's a four action, peaceful action, increasing action, controlling action, and wrathful actions. So those whom see peaceful action or wrathful control, increasing action, control action, don't subdue the sentient beings, and the only left is the wrathful action. So then manifest wrathful manifest wrathful action to those sentiments that other methods don't benefit. So only what left is wrathful action to manifest that. I think 그래 저런 서반에 공부하면서 말해 저런 서반 서반에 공부하면서 there's a path, 5 paths to liberation, 5 paths to enlightenment. So path of merit, Tholam, path of merit, and the path of preparation, Jolam, the rising path, the path of meditation, normal learning. So there's 5 paths, 5 minor paths to enlightenment. So when you achieve the path of the preparation, to Zemmo Sava Chucho, to Zemmo Sava Chucho, to is heat, Zemmo is a tip. From that you don't get a heresy tip. Zemmo Sava, patience, and then Sava Chucho, sublime Dharma. So within that path there's 4. So when you achieve that path of patience, then after that, what I recollect something. After that, you don't get angry. After that, there's no anger. After that patience, after that path, the second path is 4 levels: teach, sheep, patience, sublime Dharma. So after you achieve the path of the patience, so then there's no anger after that. Anger after that, and there's the anger after that. Also there's you have full confidence to not be reborn Lordshams. After that path, you don't get reborn Lordshams. After patience, full confidence. So like that. And then that even the Arahats who totally removed the disturbing thought of obscuration, the disturbing thought of obscuration and karma. So the cause of samsara is totally removed by directly realizing emptiness, by developing that. So they are detailed in the developing the path is the detailed and so totally cease the delusion, karma. So no, it's impossible to get angry. No anger, even the arhatas, impossible. So impossible to rise anger for the arhatas. So how it's possible Buddha Buddha have anger? Who has totally ceased the subtle department. The other they don't have a subtle department. They have 4 unknowings. Mishibi Jishi, they have 4 unknowings. They have been removed. So no, so the arhatas, the Kasure, it is said in the text that peacock has a different color in the feather. So the cause of each color is got a subtle karma. So same thing, the butterfly has many different designs, colors. So in the cause of each color is design. That is subtle karma. You can have also in the human body. You see, you have from the birth time of the different design. On the different design, it's like them similar on the human body. And those are cause of those subtle karma. So anyway, you see. So tiny flower like that seeds here, this this I mean tiny flower, there's so much details, color, designs, so much tiny flower. So the cause of each one is the same, soul karma. Then sorry, that one, then others haven't removed the soul ignorance as the not knowing the soul karma. They haven't removed that, and then the other one is the Buddha's holy action. Buddha's holy action, possessed by Buddha's own holy mind, that not known by arhatas. Then some distance. Some unbelievable distance. You see, others cannot see. Only Buddha's omniscient mind see. So there is another unknowing mind. Then the by the time there was, Mangojipu, Buddha's disciple. Mangojipu is excellent in psychic power. And one time he was, with freedom, he went in the hell realm to benefit centimeters. And he came back. He brought the message that Gunduju is a Hindu follower. Their teacher was born in hell. So he sent message to don't go down to my stupa. The Hindu followers, they build a stupa for the Guru. So the disciples go around the stupa. So he sent a message from the hell through Mangojipu to give message to the Gunduju. So he came up to give message to them. So then they beat him with the plant, with the heart plant. Beat him so much. All of them together beat him so much. And that time, due to heavy karma, even though it's a arhat, they asked him if is that true that the Guru is in the hell room? Then they asked him, where's his mother? His mother died. His mother died a long time ago. He's in the hell room. So, but he could not see his mother, where his mother was born, could not see. They asked him, they could not tell, then they beat him. Then they didn't believe what bring message that the Guru that he was born in hell, don't go around the stupa. So each time they go around, his suffering is worse. So there must be it's born, so he's something inside the body. That was not just I don't think it's just I don't know. So anyway, so he didn't remember where his mother. They asked him, so he could not tell. Then he didn't believe it. Well, the Guru sent a message from the hell. So that distance by place. This just unbelievable distance by place, was unbelievable distance by time. So anyway, Mangojipu didn't remember. So that happened. So Buddha do not have total abandon on this for unknowing. So there is no subtle obscuration for the mind, totally removed. So all the realizations completion. There's nothing to be gained more. There's nothing. So there's so so you see this, like that, the unbelievable tiny flower, there's so many tiny, some of the design incredible. So this become yours. Each of those causes yourself karma. No, that doesn't karma, but it doesn't mind, not sentiment. Not sentiment, even though it grows and dies. Can do other function, but but you see, I just remember rose flowers. You change the water and cut a little bit, then it become revive again. It become old. Then you change the water, you cut a little bit the water, and then you again revive. So, but it doesn't mean it's a mind. So So similar, the plant in the Buddhist, in the philosophical text, it is used. But maybe there's some people, I think Hindu or some other people, that it will mind. I'm sure. So that that you touch the lip like that, then it goes like that. You touch the lip, then it goes like that. I don't know his name. I've seen the Baksa, where the monks debate is gross some there. The platform. So you touch it, then it goes. It goes like that. So there are many plants like that kind of action, but it doesn't mind. So like that. First of all, anger is a total harm. Natural anger is total harm. If you get angry, it's total harm. So Buddha, even Arahata doesn't have, well, can Buddha have total harm to other beings? No way. I mentioned the other day, before you become Bodhisattva, you have to develop compassion to every sentient being. Every sentient being, including who harms you, who angers you, you have to develop compassion. So every sentient being, you have to have compassion generated, embraced through all the sentient beings. There's not even one sentient whom you don't have compassion. So this was before the bodhicitta. This was before you enter in the mind path. So there's 5 mind paths, the 10 Sutra, then enlightenment. So how Buddha have thought to harm others as possible? No way. Yeah. So the great compassion is generated. Great compassion is a method, is a way to develop both. After that, you develop the special attitude, to feel the sentiments from suffering, bring enlightenment by only yourself. By only yourself. That's special attitude. Then there's after that bodhicitta comes. So actual realization, to achieve enlightenment, so that to free the noble sentiments from the ocean, bring to enlightenment, the realization, not that motivation, not that actual motivation, but nevertheless, we naturally feel that way. So you see, great compassion is before bodhicitta, before bodhisattva. So how can a Buddha have thought to harm others? Impossible. The anger is nature of the anger is that. So So the action benefit of a sentiment, pacifying, increasing, controlling, doesn't mean only left it wrathful, then manifest wrathful. Manifest. There's no anger there. Anger, even before entering mind, but there's no anger. There's no thought, there's no anger, there's no. You have generally great compassion to everyone. You see, so part of preparatory parts, there's 4 levels, part of patience, then you see you have anger. So therefore, how Buddha would have anger? Impossible. So so the great compassion, the motivation of great compassion. So the omniscience directly perceiving all the past phenomena at the same time, future. So what able to read numberless helping to mind at the same time, numberless hunger was mind, numberless animals to mind at the same time. There's ant, what is scientifically mentioned, 13,000 different ants. So Buddhist mind see every single ant at the same time what their mind can read. So the number C may be number 2 I can read the mind. So so like that omniscience. For example, sorry. There is many in even old time when Buddha was in India, the people believe there are spirits who enter in the people's mind, who enter in people's body, and act that person. It's like the person or the family member who died. Speak that voice and act like that person, and tell because the spirits have just a little bit clear voice, a little bit, just so that you tell what the family did, what you did, bad, good. So tell, and then you see. You speak in their voice and like that. So many times they're like that. Many times like that. Many countries, and then many people believe that the real person. So that then in that, then the person says, I want this, I want this, I want that, I want. There's such mentioned as there's a Singapore, there's a Lama Philip, and so his father, something happened like that. So then I think a family member born sort of entered and sort of somebody's body, and then this and you did this, harm did not treat well, blah 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 blah. Then he want this, he want that, so much money. So he spent so much wealth, so much money for that. So, but believing in the real. So there happen many people believe that, and the cheat, so many people get cheated by believing that. So the Buddha said it's not true. Buddha said it's not true. The people didn't believe. Many families to bring the grants, to bring grants from many people, many families. Then wrapped up, then piled up, huge, big public. Then Buddha, you see, mentioned Buddha predicted. So people believe what the Buddha said. So Buddha predicted from which family and which grandside, without looking, he explained everything. So then the people start believing after that. So there are spirits who acted like that. That not a real family member, not that. It's a spirit who acted like that. In in Singapore, one time, one boy came to the center. It's the first time he started to come to the center not so long ago. I gave him one mala. And then you see the spirit who acted me, the Lama Sopa, who acted. Then he tells him, advise him things. Then later, actually me, he's saying Lama Sopa, I'm Lama Sopa. Then, do you remember? In Singapore, so one day, his family, and there's a Chinese man who became a Christian, and who advertised and explained Christianity as a Chinese person. So he's trying to them to become Christian. So they came to me, asking please to release him from me. But there's nothing to do with me, the spirit. So I don't know what happened afterwards, I have no idea. But they came to me. So you can understand sometimes spirits, to overpower, to deceive you, to overpower. They can kind of manifest also. They can to you with beams and shown like Buddha, sort of, they can also do like that. So that my example, the spirit is saying Lama Sopa, I'm Lama Sopa, then gives a message to the man, to the boy. So that's very clear. It's nothing to do with me, and so he gave me, he returned back the mala to me, and I don't know what happened later. I never met. Since the Lama Philip's father spent so much wealth, money, but so there are many people who realize this. So, but it's not true. Spirit does like that. So Buddha proved the people that he what he was saying before is true. From that, without looking at it, he can tell the family what kind of grain. So, for example, say, okay, maybe tea.
Omo ahu, Lama Sangye Lama Chö Te She Lama Gendun Te Kunji Che Po Lama Ye Lama Nam La Che Vaba.
Anyway, there's a geshe in the maybe always it's okay to mention publicly. The geshe in the Bajrayogini, Geshe Latin. This Geshe Tenji, who from beginning of the Bajrayogini Center, but he passed away so many years, I think, 30, 40 years, something. Yeah. So he passed away. Then Geshe Latin came later. Now Geshe Latin, teaching as a man teacher, Bajrayogini. He finished Haikeva, Mosira Haikeva 1 year. I think 1 year, Mosira Haikeva retreat, long retreat. He did that first. Then he did the 3 year, 3 months or 3 days, I don't know, the Nyenchen, the long retreat, but he did that. He did that. So after 15 days, I think, not dream. He has I think he had vision of the Bajrayogini. It's like he saw. But he didn't believe. Because he heard spirits can cheat you, spirits can do that. So he heard that before. So after 15 days he began the retreat. After 15 days he saw, but he didn't believe. So then I don't know, my observation is good or bad. Well, I think I just he didn't ask, but I checked, and it seemed to be real. But it's good, but in some ways it's good, because then everything pride, I so much pride, they think you're so good and pure, and so is that thought rise. So then you stay humble, so there's not that danger. So I told him, so I made a joke to him, it's the real one, and she's waiting for you. I made sort of little joke, but it's not a complete joke. So, but he heard the spirit can do. You see, he didn't believe. But so anyway, the talk went around. For example, a simple example. You see, somebody, you want to help somebody, no other method to pacify, increase and control doesn't help. So only things to show wrath, only that helps the person. So if you are not angry, out of compassion, you show wrath, you scold, and you show wrath. Don't smile. You show wrath. Like if you are angry, so you speak rude words. If you kind of wrathful words, show wrathful face. But even though your motivation is to help that person, compassion. So even you relating yourself, you can do that. So no question about Buddha. If you can do that, then as a Buddha showing wrathful aspect is saying the anger. That childish, that no connection, no reason. So that when you see wrathful deities, you should remember Buddha showed wrath to destroy your self-chasing thought. Buddha showed wrath to destroy root of your samsara. Ignorance from where I went through the emptiness. So ignorance, your ignorance which create oceans of samsara, your oceans of samsara suffering. So Buddha showed wrath to that. Buddha is not showing wrath for sentient being. Buddha is not showing wrath for somebody, but that is so you say wrath, you know that your delusion, which gives you all the problem, all the attachment, your attachment. This self-attachment gives all the problems, that gives you ocean, makes you experience oceans of samsara suffering, the oceans of each realm suffering. Oh, that's very, that interface you to achieve liberation for some, to achieve enlightenment. I mean, to be enlightened, it interferes that, and it interferes to you to enlighten all the sentient beings. You see, to enlighten all the sentient beings, bring them to feel this happiness. So the self-judgment would interfere you. Then the showing wrathful aspect is for your negative mind. So that's very good to think that. Like that. The kata. To subdue that, to eliminate your selfish thought, selfish mind, the ignorance that creates your samsara, to whisper that, and show wrathful aspect. So like that. So that to think that way is very good. So that is an outer compassion, and outer compassion. So as we explain the path to enlightenment in the great compassion from the Buddhist path of paper to the purpose, the patient, after the no more anger. So you see, the enlightenment, the Buddhahood unified state of Vajradhara. So that is the unification of learning, the Buddha's holy mind, the holy body. Holy body is not like this, bone, flesh, not like that. So that extremely subtle mind and body is nothing like this, like you have this suffering. No, so then to achieve that, so that if you achieve that, then you're going to perpetuate something. Then no mistakes, perpetuate. So say, as I mentioned before, omniscient mind. That for 100 eons or however you cut the trees from different parts of the world and chop the very small pieces, and then you put in the ocean, stirred for 100 eons or like that. Then you ask Buddha, from which country, from which part of the world, which country, which place, which part of the tree. So Buddha can explain everything without slight mistake, hesitation, explain everything. So all like that, omniscience. So to achieve that unification of normal learning, then you have to achieve the unification of learning, the unification of those two. So before that, then you have to actualize. This is the highest tantra. That's I don't know what I can say that or not, even is it too gross. So you have to achieve clear light and the illusory body separately. And to actualize clear light, then you have to practice Heruka, Mata Tantra Heruka, that which explains the details how to achieve clear light. So conclusion that. So you have to meditate that, learn, you have to meditate that, you have to actualize. Then details which explain the illusory body, how to achieve practice, then Guya Samatha. Guya Samatha explains, so you have to learn, you have to meditate, you have to exercise, or to plan from Guya Samatha. Now, to be able to exercise those two parts, then there's so much obstacle. You need wisdom, and you need Dharma wisdom, and you need so much obstacle, especially nowadays, degenerate time. Over-degenerate time now. So therefore, so much a problem, obstacle to exercise the path, realization. So therefore, you need to rely on the Yamataka. The extremely wrathful, not just wrathful, but extremely wrathful deity. You have to rely on that. So by practicing that deity, then how much obstacle there is, and actualizing the Tantra path, its body, then you are able to pacify all those obstacles. Uncomparable deity. It's actually the Madhushri, Buddha wisdom, all the Buddha's wisdom manifested in this, into this. And this manifests into wrathful, not that's extremely wrathful, that's Yamataka. extreme wrathful. They are different color, different wrathful. But extreme wrathful, most wrathful is the yamata. So you need to practice this to pacify, to pacify. It's opposites and times, not so much obstacle, so you need to practice this. Then you can overcome the obstacle and destroy the obstacles. And then you're able to develop wisdom also at the same time. So the 3 stages in the Gondalama Tongaba tradition, they are most neat. The practice of the 3 stages. It's got a very special practice in 3 stages. So like this. And the Kaseo. Even so Yama is the opposite, or you should be free from. So Taka is the antidote. So Shinji is the what you should overcome. She is the remedy. You know, so they outer so I don't know what I can say or not, or maybe not, I don't know. So outer is a wrathful to Australia, Yama, so that's a lot of death. So the death, you see, Yama, that, and then to stop that, to control that, destroy that. Shangrat. The Shangrat, the second is ignorance, your root of samsara, the ignorance, so wrathful, inner, Yamataka is the inner, or wrathful to that, your ignorance, to destroy that. Then so that the definite independent meaning is outside, but definite meaning is wisdom realizing emptiness. That's the ultimate meaning. So, so that's what destroys your ignorance, eliminates root of your samsara. And from all the suffering, all the problem comes from the depression, all the so eliminate. So that another secret one, that's the category. Transcendental wisdom, that incredible joy. So anyway, those students who receive the tantra teaching, high tantra, they may understand. So so the unification of method wisdom. So the wrathful to in tantra root of samsara is not explained ignorance, but is tantra your impure subtle winter mind. So then so pacify that, destroy that, show that, all like that. There's 3 different ways to understand. So all like that. So I think it's the end, and other than that, I don't know. Okay? So thank you very much. And other than that, you can use yourself with the compassion. You love somebody, you call compassion, but then no other means can help. Only you should rather you scold and you should rather outside. Mind is compassion. So sometimes you need to do that. You see? So so you don't need to tell Buddhas. You can use yourself example. Outside but mind of compassion. So not angry. So that's it, okay? I hope it was okay. I'm not sure. Sometimes if you speak so much, then I don't know anything but, revealing secrecy. This is very dangerous to happen. Very, very dangerous. So I might create so many times in next karma to be born in hell by revealing secrecy. Did so much shopping. Did so much shopping. The shopping there, created much negative karma. The shopping made things from shop, supermarket. So many negative karma created. You bought and then you experienced in the Lord for years. So anyway. Okay. Okay. So I want to clarify, since I talked about shortcomings of anger, so now I have to say the dedication. This is so important to everybody. So need people who, the old student might know. So I said, even you make $1 billion charity to all the poor people in the world, and then at the end, even to become Dharma, holy Dharma, good karma, but then if you didn't dedicate the merit to achieving 100%, then immediately get destroyed. All that by rising anger, heresy, all that destroyed. Like burned rice, so can't grow again. So like that. So the dedication at the end, if you collected merit, that will become real Dharma, then become merit. So that was the motivation that begin. Especially bodhicitta motivation. Even you don't have actual bodhicitta, but effortful bodhicitta. So even you don't have effortless bodhicitta, but at least you have effortful bodhicitta. So general bodhicitta. So you collect more. You collect merit. You collect good luck more than sky. Probably better to mention good luck than merit. Merit, maybe many people doesn't much merit, so good luck I understand. Good luck then, lottery, at the recent time America, somebody win so many $1 billion. $1.4 billion. Someone win, yeah. So that you say good luck, right? Yes. So that if I say merit, maybe you don't you haven't thought to made it before, so I think good luck, you thought many times. So able to climb Mount Everest, that's a good luck. Anything so yeah, sorry, what was I saying? Oh, so you see, dedicate much when the one practice finished. Oh, it's holy Dharma, to become holy Dharma. And then, because for much dedication, you should not just leave it. Otherwise, anger can arise any time. Our mind has been habituated with anger from beginningless birth. From beginningless birth. So easy to rise anger. So immediately overpowered. You are under the control of anger. Oh, no, like that. So also heredity, all the merit you, if you really become Dharma, holy Dharma, then all the merit, totally, as I mentioned before, totally destroyed. So that's great, incredible loss, great loss. So should do dedication after you practice, after you finish the practice. So like that, even you made charity to a beggar, 1 rupee or less than 1 rupee or whatever, you made charity to somebody, and then you see not, then one person or many people, whatever, dedicated marriage at the end. So whatever you did, that became Dharma, or so much dedicated marriage, also that. So dedicating to achieving enlightenment for something is like drop of water goes in the ocean, then as long as the ocean there, drop is always there. Drops mixed with all the rest of water, ocean. This is always there. So it is unceasing. Since you dedicated to achieving enlightenment, it's like for enlightenment. So it becomes unceasing. That marriage becomes unceasing. So how much you practice, actually, it becomes unceasing. So, by putting the one drop of water, but if we put it in the ocean, then as long as the ocean exists, drop exists. So they become unceasing. This is a logic to request to Buddha. The Buddha explained, this. So after rising its anger, the merit cannot be destroyed. Merit cannot. It's like drop of water put in the ocean, so that so I become unceasing. Unceasing. Then even you achieve enlightenment, so you always experience the result of good karma or that. So anyway, you dedicate then how you should do the most powerful way is because did my past person Peter made it to cultivate me, Tita made it to cultivate numberless and living, numberless Tita made it to cultivate numberless Buddhas. You put it all together. So the merit was so powerful. So if you want to do $1 million project, then $1 you raise fund from each person. $1, but then later on you become $1 million, then you can do $1 million project. Otherwise you can't do. So similar. So they do that. The particular now, or you did meditation or charity or whatever practice you did, or then manage that. You see, then do that marriage, and then may I achieve enlightenment, and lead to all the sentient beings to enlightenment. So you dedicate for enlightenment like that. So all the merits, even the present whatever practice you did, the merit, all has become unceasing this way. So always can enjoy the unceasing, like put one drop in the rest in the ocean, like that. Like that. If you write anger and heresy letter, what happens? There's a huge mountain, and there are many trucks can carry the rocks away, but the mountain is still there, even though carries many rocks away. So it became weaker with less rock. So weaker, but it's still the mountain there. So like that, the Pavanga Desingbo gave this example. So like that, so therefore, to not become weaker, what you want to do is, as I led dedication, every day, not every day, but just some days I did. So like that, by sealing with the emptiness, sealing with the right view, sealing with the emptiness. Or by sealing with the emptiness, that yourself merit, yourself enlightenment, sentiment, everything, by sealing with the emptiness, looking at the empty. So depend rising or do not exist from its society or hallucination, whatever. Is it truly you look at all hallucination or empty or like that. So then his anger rises afterwards, then all the merits cannot become weaker. Afterwards, if you get angry, heresy, but the merit you quite dedicated before does not become weaker. So that incredible protection for your merit. So to achieve enlightenment, yourself, the benefits to enlighten sentiments, you need this. You need the merit to dedicate for enlightenment. So you need this practice is so important. So to benefit others, okay? So that, so how I did, you can do different way, but looking at empty, all these things, looking at empty, all the emptiness, not that they don't exist, they don't exist in the name, no, they don't exist even in name, not that. They don't exist, what appears real to you, and what you hold real, or not that. Real means in the existing from a society. No, that is a hallucination. By sealing with emptiness, so how you do the meditation, you can do different way. So, but the essence is the sealing with the emptiness. This way then your marriage don't become weaker. It's incredible protection. Why it become incredible protection? It's because it's explained. You see, what eliminate, eliminate the root of samsara, root of oceans of samsara suffering. That's ignorance. So what destroys ignorance? Oh, not by directly destroyed, but directly destroyed ignorance is not by bodhicitta. Bodhicitta help, benefit, but not directly sees. Directly sees, destroys, it's only wisdom realize emptiness. Oh, so that is the reason why, by sealing with the dedicated marriage, you seal with the emptiness, so that marriage don't be weaker. You understand? Oh, that's important, unbelievably important to know that. So otherwise, even you do so much Dharma practice, so much close marriage, but then you don't get dedicated. You dedicate to, but only time to time or something, then you also get destroyed by anger. In the especially you don't practice patience. So that's okay. So very, very important to understand this. Then sorry. Yeah. Maybe I just mention so the meditation, this how everything comes from the mind, so important. So that's fundamental. You see, when the problem comes in your life, you have abused somebody abused you. The people get so angry, but if you don't remember childhood time you abused your father or mother, but you don't remember clearly, but you thought, you get angry. If you talk about karma, your whole life teaching Dharma, karma or this and that. In Buddhism, then it's karma. Even you talk, but your own problem. What do you abuse or others abuse you in childhood? What you can't, that one you can't practice. You never have compassion to that person. Never. Impossible. All that. So hard. It's impossible. It's like you put your finger in the fire. It's so hot. So like that. Compassion. Impossible to try to compassion. Impossible. Wow. So hard. Even if you talk karma, but so nice, but your own problem. You can't take care. Oh, unbelievable. So, you can't generate compassion. How much? I'll just give you an example, okay? So this meditation is so important. Very, very important how everything, before emptiness, before talking, how everything will appear to your senses, illusion, real something from there, and then you hold on real. But all this is not there. My analysis is not there. Not even the atom exists. Totally empty. It exists, but not that one. So, you see, I mean, before mentioning that, that's how everything came from my mind. That meditation is so important. So, especially when you have problems, Pata, Mata, with anybody problems, so you have to relate to that. So your problem came from your mind, not from others, came from your mind. So in the Buddha Shabbat, there's a Buddha teaching, but the Buddha Shabbat never says, Didar Pana Machana, Gayang Tuna Michede. Didar Pana Machana, Gayang Tuna Michede. Didar is like this if you didn't harm to others. If you didn't harm to others, nobody will harm to you. That's the Buddha's teaching. Basic teaching. Didar Pana Machana, Gayang Tuna Michede. That's showing karma. So if you didn't harm others, nobody can harm you. If you didn't harm others, nobody kill you. Nobody can kill you. Nobody can harm you. Majida, the Sanskrit what's called Devotata, Re, Devotata Re, Karasa, Minnesota. What is it? Bibis? Bibisap. I thought maybe BBC. So he sent crazy elephant to harm Buddha. He always does things to harm Buddha. So one time he sent crazy elephant. But the elephant, when in front of the elephant, it's crazy elephant, but in the front of Buddha, like the dog, when dog say master who feed him, who take the dog, the dog was so humble, lick the feet into like that. Elephant crazy, but in front of Buddha, so humble like that. Then the Katsuri 1 million Mara, they attacked Buddha. Buddha was going to eat enlightenment the next early one. But then this evening, evening at sunset was around that time. 1 million Mara attack Buddha. All kinds of weapons, like Mount Venezuela, like all kinds of weapons that shoot that Buddha. So Buddha, whatever they shoot, everything becomes a flower. Buddha, everything turns out to flower. When it drops Buddha, everything turns to flower. So nothing able to harm. So at the very last, and then they show old women showing sex. The very last to harm Buddha. And then the young lady showing sex. Then the tree or something like that. Very last thing to harm Buddha. So Buddha was in in meditation, in the concentration, unmoved. Unmoved. So, never without in a slight movement. So without in a slight movement, the holy body and the mind and the loving kindness, meditation, the loving kindness to all these matters. So all this million matter totally subdued by the loving kindness. By the loving kindness. So all of that. You see, that's because but that's all the mantras. They don't have it. They just disturbing through obscuration, no delusion, no ignorance, no anger, no attachment, nothing. No disturbance or obscuration. Then actually, because actually, but that's actually long time ago already enlightened. But that's showing the 12 digits Buddha sentence being for us to practice. Why to practice? Because of suffering. So to specify how to be free from suffering, then by specifying the cause of suffering, then you can achieve the true cessation of suffering, blissful state of peace, or the enlightenment. Then through the true path. So to show that. So you see why they don't unable to harm to Buddha even in terms of flower or like that. Then let's see. So anyway, like that. So many stories like that. The basic thing is that maybe I'm talking a little bit high, but how about the basic thing is that if you didn't harm others, there's a partner Majana Gayantuna Michite. If you didn't come, like this, if you didn't harm others, then nobody can harm you. So that means if you didn't harm in the past, nobody can harm you now. So that, so like that. So at least, you see, your happiness, your suffering, anything came from your mind. Creator is you, not God. It's you, your mind. You see, never think that. Even you're talking so much Dhamma, but you never think yourself. Never relate to yourself. Came from your mind. Never think. So can't practice patience, can't practice compassion. Wow, so hard. For the father or for the brother who abuse you, you're angry, so angry. You can't develop compassion, but you want to kill. I'm just saying, but that's incredible mind like that. If you didn't practice Dhamma, if you didn't practice Dhamma, mind is so difficult like that. So here, you see, basic Buddhism everything is yours. All objects, the whole thing can for your mind. It's like example that, and an example then appearance of that real, and how you create projects by your mind. So without going that much far, just came from the mind. But you saw that you are, or you are suffering, or your happiness came from your mind. But that should be very clear, or become from your karma. That should be very easy to accept. Very easy to accept. When you think of yourself, so difficult to accept. Even though you talk so much Dharma to people, that's no good. Most important is that one, to see your own example of life. See everything come from your mind, and then you're able to subdue your mind. You're able to practice compassion. You're able to practice patience. So that's you see like that. So then it helps. Then you can help many people. You can help many people through your experience. Yeah, I think. Sorry, maybe late. What's the time? 6:25. 6:25. Okay. Okay, maybe. So, like you see, so remember I mentioned. So you see the poster base like that. That you see. I mean, I'm writing that in my side. For you, your side might be your side might be like that. I don't know. Your side, but then my this. So first you see the base. When you go back, your childhood time. So it's the base. And then the teacher introduced you that but you see that, but you don't see it. This is that. And see, you don't know this is that. So then the teacher introduces you, this is that. Then you label, your mind label that. Your mind label medium that. First, second. You see, there's that. There's that. There's that, because there's the Balder base, Balder base, that. That's there. So there's that. That which is merely labeled by the mind. So it is not there. It is not under base. It is not on that base, but it exists. But it exists, merely labeled by mind, because there's a Balder base, not on there. Let's see. So, what that is, that's all, nothing else. And immediately, because of that space, because of that, relating to that, because of that, then there's that, the meaning by mind, by your mind. So that's it. So that's it. So what there is that nothing more than that. Nothing slight more than that. If it's slightly more than that, it's a hallucination. It's a hallucination. You have to know this very extremely well. Then you see, second of the second. Then after that, the ignorance from beginner's report left negative imprint on the mind. As is the particular ignorance, the way things action object, the way things appear, enlightenment, health, something about happened probably. The way they appear real, then you hold on real. Or that ignorance, that particular that ignorance. Or so left a negative imprint from beginner's report on the mental condition. So that after the first second, then middle level Z on that, middle level Z on that, then this negative imprint projected, decorated there, real, decorated there, real that. And before you see that was not real in the sense appearing from the society. You don't have that. So the letter second, then this projected real, decorated real on that, what is very labeled. So real on that, so then appears real from that, real that from that. Then second of third second, then you hold on to it. Oh, that's 100% true. So, mind you see, glass of water. I know, they 100% this is true. That's ignorance. That's ignorance. But the same thing with the eye, the perceptual level, because while I get there, and the mind level, so I see. Tibetan now, so Tibetan which country, so your mind merely impute I, you see, because the body based I get there. So that first second, then second of the second, then on that, then negative imprint projected, decorated, real I. On the third second, then totally mind hold on. This is real. So then you see that root of samsara. That from that ignorance, all your suffering of the hell and God's animal, all the suffering come from that. Come from that ignorance. Yeah. So even the First World War, the Second World War, Third World War, I don't know what happened, maybe not yet, maybe. So even that came from this ignorance, this hallucination mind, king of the delusion. Delusion is the king. This ignorance is the king. You see? Then. So without going through much, so this is root of your samsara, suffering, ocean suffering. Okay, so all of that. So now, so important that to meditate into believing true. Instead of that, then believing that's not true. It is a hallucination. So important very much. So any problem you have in the life, or if you think of the hallucination, then gone. Anger, there's no anger. No reason to rise anger. You see, when you recognize hallucination, any problem we have, or empty hallucination. Hallucination is hallucination, or it's empty, or it's a middle level. So, how you would say, also like that. So, so important to destroy the ignorance. What the root of the old delusion, the king of delusion, then that harms to any delusion, the mental dependence, any delusion it destroys. So one thing is destroy all delusion, stop to not rise. And so that's quotation. So that's important. Daily meditation. Not only when you study emptiness, the philosophy or something. Even though you are studying, but writing a book, but you need to digest. You need to experience. Otherwise, if you don't meditate, then it's just collecting information. You see, it's I want to say this. Jinang temple meche tingmejang. Jinang temple meche tingmejang. Tobe zamla gata mengaje. Tobe zamla gata mengaje. Oh, sorry, my memory is very bad. Tobe zamla gata mengaje. Oh, so I look at my note. Sorry. Jinang temple meche tingmejang. Tobe zamla gata mengaje. Nyamlen chodon tuwa menao. Then Thomas Chiros. I think this is by I think just Thomas Sambo, I think China the Bodhisattva Thomas somewhere. Whatever China the environment is imagine, if you talk whatever appears to you is not truly existent. It's not truly existent. China the environment is you talk about. But Thomas I'm like somebody praise you, somebody criticize you, somebody praise you, somebody criticize you, then you dislike somebody who criticizes. You like somebody who praise. You see, personally like that. Even though you told him this in the whole world, but but individually yourself. Somebody prays, you like somebody pray, criticize, you don't like, you hate the person. You see? So yourself like that. You don't practice. So like tape recorder, you only speak. The tape recorder, playing tape recorder, So nyamlen chotan truwa mendawas. So there's no even the side of the emptiness practice. There's no practice of emptiness even side of it. Even side of the emptiness, there's no practice of that. There's no practice of emptiness even side of it. Please bless me to eliminate totally the eye-grasping, this ignorance. Then the $7 Lama mentioned, maybe I stop here, so I don't go through. $7 Lama stop here after this. But it's good to write down, so that you know this is telling to yourself. This is telling me, telling you. $7 Lama mentioned, Tata Tunji Nilushi Tajam, Tata Tunji Nilushi Tajam, Muzin Truba, other song, Tawa Yiju Kuina Mindu, Sibitawa, Jodan Talos, Tada Tungi, Nirish Tajans. If you look for ultimate reality, you see by the meaning that free from trick statements, the extreme of nihilism, nothing exists. Extreme of eternalism, truly existent, real from its own side, okay? Existing from inside, exists by nature, but the everyday language is real. Was it true about other sonnets? So, was it true about other sonnets? If you try to meditate, but you see, was it true about other sonnets? Others I'm not 100% sure, but was it true about other sonnets? So, but you see, you're trying to meditate, but devoid of tricks. But you see, in the reality, was it true about the hallucination, holding it is true, holding the I true, holding the things true, then this naturally takes over your mind. You can't meditate on this. Even you try to look for the devoid of tricks, but you see, naturally it's so powerful because the mind is accused from beginner's birth with this ignorance. So this ignorance, this hallucination, holding the I, such as the I, real. The others one is things totally, totally follow to that concept, ignorance. Totally. So, so the emptiness, no, then there's no idea, there's no emptiness, see emptiness, nothing. There's no idea of emptiness come there at all. So, the method to cut the root of samsara, so you don't have that. So you are devoid of the method. You are devoid of the method, cutting the root of samsara, the ignorance. So you are devoted to that method. So you follow the root of samsara. So I think we go good like that. Okay, all right. So the very important to relate to your own life. The karma or the dharma, very important. So I stop here. Thank you so much. Then it will take time. So I want to talk about the aggregates, the basis of the I. So even that do not exist. So basis of that also empty. Or that is also empty. That also appears true religion, but it's also empty. It's a level of not the base. So all told empty. So like the aggregates, the base, this appears a real one, but it was empty. It's not there. It's not there at all. So the whole thing's empty. So here it is. So enlightenment, hell, sometimes you want the whole thing upon whole things. Is what appears real is not there. So, to emptiness. So that's the real thing that you want. If you want to maintain emptiness, you have conscience. Your mind has a touch on that. on that point. Otherwise not. I think you are trying to maintain, but you take mental nihilism. Nothing exists. There's so many in sadhana. Then you see, everything is mental nihilism. Nothing exists. It's not there. It's nothing. So that's not emptiness. That's the nihilism. You have mental nihilism. You have to know whether you have mental nihilism or emptiness. You have to know. This is the meditation. If you do sadhana, okay. So this is my idea. So to check out the like the COVID. You're checking. So thank you so much. Changjo Sanjo Rimbo Chema Jewana Emba Meba Yukone Kundu Peware Sho Tunye Tawa Rimbo Chema Jewana Jeju Jewa
Emba Meba Yukone Kundu Peware Sho
Nikasuri didn't kind I think that child to realize the emptiness. On behalf of me, on behalf of all us, because we are not doing it, so she does. Due to all the past, present, future, I made it to Kulatama. Teacher, I made it to Kulatama, numberless demon, numberless Buddhas, and they're taking the etymological precepts and all the merits of what we collect today, and that which do not exist from society, and exist in mere name, beloved by mind. Do that, may the I who do not exist from society exist in mere name, believed by mind. Choose the Buddhahood which do not exist from society and which exist in mere name, believed by mind. Lead all the sentient beings. They all say appear real, but do not exist from inside, and then exist in the mere name. To lead to that Buddhahood, which appear real one, do not exist from inside. Even which appear real one, but do not exist from society. Exist in the mere name. So like do not exist. All by myself alone. By myself alone. Then the real one. Even it be real, but do not exist from the society. And exist in the mere name. It's like they do not exist. Chambamba Chita Jembata Kunda Sambo Tian Techindu Tata Kunji Chetan Dalo Chenkewa Tita Tam Cheratuma Tita Shebe Jawa Tam Chechingwa Kangla Chutum Gava Tata Yegi Echawa Sambo Chuchi Rapsum Chije Kam Depende Malaba Kangla Cheve Sambe
Kajin Sumek, Tenzin Gyasujo, Kuse
Tenzin
Tu Su Chan Shen Chang Guen Gyawe Tenzin Kyong Pelwe Kun Su Do Por Se Cho Sun Kuwe Le Mon Tu Ju Ha Da So Du Che Do Shop Den Show.
Thank you. Good night.